Hello everyone, Mucklug Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire IV here, and this is a guide to the SoulBeast version of my Icy-Hot PvP build. This video is meant as an addition to the Icy-Hot build guide and the Icy-Hot changes video, so you may want to watch those first. Links will be in the description. With that out of the way, let's go over what I've done differently since releasing those videos. As mentioned in the title, this version I'm going to show you uses SoulBeast with the build. I dropped Beast Mastery to make room for it. That means I gave up improved pet stats, resounding timbre, which buffed command skills such as Protect Me, recharge reduction on pet swap, 12 seconds instead of 15 seconds, pet regeneration, or two-handed mastery if you're still using the greatsword, pet speed, and lesser quickening Zephyr. Zephyr was the biggest loss here as it was giving us quickness, super speed, fury, and 2 condition cleanses every time we pet swapped. Now let's look at what we gained. We are taking SoulBeast with Unstoppable Union. This clears movement impairments when merging and gives us protection and vigor. This synergizes with Companion's defense and Rugged Growth for more protection and health regeneration while you have the boon. Second Skin reduces the damage you take from conditions when you have protection. More synergy with Unstoppable Union and Companion's defense. Oppressive Superiority. More damage to foes with less health percentage than you. Skills. There is only one skill I consider swapped with this build, and I hate doing it, but there is a reason. Even without resounding timbre, Protect Me is amazing. It is an AoE stun break, it stun breaks your teammates too, it gives protection, which we have so much synergy with, and about 4k barrier. It can be used to stun break you or your teammates, or it can be used before an incoming burst hits to barrier and protect against the burst. Untraded, it has a 30-second cooldown, which is still not bad. But, there is a problem. SoulBeast, not Ranger, just SoulBeast, has a bug with Protect Me. If you are merged with your pet and you use Protect Me, it only sometimes gives you the barrier. There appears to be no consistency with it. I have done so much testing, and in the end, the only way to reliably get barrier while you are a SoulBeast is to unmerge before you hit the button, which is not always an option. Here are some examples of me standing in the exact same place and just hitting the button whenever it comes up. No barrier. Barrier. If they fix this, I will go back to using this skill immediately, but for now, I've started using Dolyak Stance in place of it. Lightning Reflexes is also an option here, I just personally don't like it. Dolyak Stance is a stun break, 33% damage reduction, and gives stability. This is currently one of the only sources of stability a ranger has, allowing you to get some executes and revives off in PvP that you could not before. The trade-off is it has double the cooldown of Protect Me. If you wish to do so, you can take Leader of the Pack. This makes Dolyak last 6 seconds instead of 5, a minor change, and makes it AoE so you can hit other people with it as well. My personal preference for PvP though remains with Oppressive Superiority for the damage increase. Finally, the pet. SoulBeast can only use one pet, so I chose to tackle the one issue I felt was a weak point with Icy-Hot, the mobility. To that end, I'm using a hawk. With any bird pet, the merged F1 and F2 gives you a large increase to mobility, especially combined with a Sword 2 or Greatsword 3. What changes between the birds is the stats you get while merged, the merged F3, and the unmerged F2. The hawk gives 200 condition damage and 100 precision when merged, and its F3 is Primal Cry, which essentially you just scream and up to 5 nearby people bleed and gain vulnerability. If the target is already suffering from many of your conditions, this is actually a huge damage increase because of the vulnerability suddenly amplifying all of them. It isn't a projectile, and it goes through walls, so it's great while fighting people around pillars, on a floor above you, or hiding in a bubble. It has a mere 20-second cooldown. It also does 3 attacks per hit, so it becomes another reliable way of getting sharpening stone stacks on enemy targets. The F2 of the hawk has a very short 6-second cooldown and does a bleeding attack. The bird is frail, but anytime you merge and unmerge, which is a 10-second cooldown, the bird respawns with full health. Pros and cons. The largest one is the insane mobility. Merge F1, Merge F2, and Sword 2, and super speed from traps allow for a lot of map movement or getting away from fights that are turning sour. Primal Cry has a lot of coverage, goes through walls and barriers, and when you break the merge, you can have the pet immediately F2 someone for a bit of burst as well. The additional conditions from the bird makes it harder to cleanse your many damaging conditions as well. If your pet dies, you can just merge and unmerge to instantly res it, allowing you to be reckless with your pets. The cons. You lose one condition cleanse with pet swap from the lesser quickening Zephyr trait, the ability to reliably use Protect Me, and the heavy AoE pressure on stacked players from Jacaranda's Lightning. If you're a player new to PvP, this build requires a bit more map awareness to use well. Remember that you often have the option of getting away. If you're in a 3v3 and your teammates go down, you can bolt out of there and go decap another node. If the enemy home node is unprotected, zip over there and decap or take it. If you just killed someone and most of your stuff is on cooldown and someone else comes in to engage on you, try to bolt away until you can recover. Possibly the most important aspect of this build, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I occasionally miss the Jacaranda Cleave or in a rare situation that one extra condition cleanse, but most of the time I'm greatly enjoying bolting around the map running amok. I'll link the build in the description, as well as the in-game build template for easy copy-paste if you wish to try it out for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like for the YouTube algorithm, comment if you have any questions for me or additional input, and subscribe if you would like to see more content. A special thank you to my newest Patreon supporters who help make this possible, and if you are interested in becoming one and getting earlier access to things I create, there is a link in the description. My in-game name is muckluck.9082 if you need to reach me there, or talk to me live any evening on Twitch after 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with extra streams on Wednesdays and Fridays at 1 p.m. EST from the EU servers. You can click the follow button on Twitch to be notified when I go live. That's it for today. Now go have fun bird screaming at things.